Gold Rush Update. A fan on Reddit recently ignited a conversation by proposing that viewers should start a petition to help Tony Beets secure his elusive water license on Gold Rush. While many fans were quick to dismiss the notion that a petition could sway the Canadian and tribal governments, the discussion brought up a much deeper issue that has plagued Tony for years. Both Tony Beets and Parker Schnabel, two of the biggest names on the show, have consistently faced problems with their water licenses, and the struggle for legal permissions is far from over. Tony Beets has invested millions into his Indian River mining operation, but his path to securing a stable water license has been riddled with obstacles. Over the years, Tony has attempted and failed to get his water license approved multiple times, striking out twice before embarking on a 3-year legal battle to get the required permits. The lengthy process, which saw Tony's application rejected more than once, has been a constant source of frustration for him. Despite these challenges, there seems to be a glimmer of hope after years of red tape. His perseverance is beginning to pay off, as there's now a promising outlook for finally securing the necessary permissions. However, Tony's licensing woes have been further complicated by incidents involving his crew. A few years ago, a critical mistake occurred when one of Tony's workers accidentally spilled gasoline into a dredge pond, which resulted in a fire. This environmental mishap led to additional scrutiny from regulators, and to make matters worse, the paperwork for Tony's water license was submitted late. The delay has haunted his operation ever since, preventing him from moving forward smoothly. The bureaucratic hurdles, combined with these operational missteps, have put Tony in a difficult position, where he's been fighting not only for his business, but for his ability to continue mining at all. Meanwhile, Parker Schnabel, another central figure on Gold Rush, has also found himself entangled in similar licensing issues. Back in Season 10, Parker made a significant move by purchasing his own 115-acre claim, which is roughly the size of 50 city blocks. This acquisition was a major milestone for the young mining superstar, but it came with its own set of challenges. Shortly after taking control of the land, Parker was hit with a serious water permit issue that threatened to derail his operation. Reflecting on the situation, Parker expressed his frustration, stating, "The licensing side of things is extremely boring, but it's unfortunately become a huge part of our season. It's affecting both Tony's and my operations massively, and navigating through it hasn't been easy." For both Tony and Parker, the problems with water permits have been a recurring theme on the show, forcing them to make difficult decisions to protect their investments. As the delays in getting approvals dragged on, the stakes became higher. Parker's water license was set to expire on June 1, 2020, leaving him with the nearly impossible task of completing 3 years' worth of mining work in just one season. With time running out, Parker faced an uphill battle to meet his production goals before the deadline, all while dealing with the logistical nightmare of running a large-scale mining operation. Tony's situation during Season 10 was even more precarious. His water license was set to expire just days into the season, and without it, he faced the possibility of having to halt his operation entirely. The situation forced him to take drastic action, including removing all his mining equipment, such as his massive 50-ton wash plant, from the water. The urgency was compounded by the threat of steep fines. If Tony didn't get his machinery out of the water in time, he would be slapped with a $20,000 a day penalty, which could have quickly spiraled into a financial disaster. To add to the complexity, Tony found himself in the unusual position of needing to work alongside Parker to keep his operation afloat that season. Despite their long-standing rivalry, cooperation became essential for Tony if he wanted to keep mining. The dynamic between the two miners has always been complicated, with both men harboring a mix of respect and resentment toward one another. Parker, reflecting on their relationship, said, "A lot of people operate purely on leverage, and I've always seen that as a short-term way of dealing with issues. Early in my career, Tony helped me out a lot, but in the last few years, whenever he's had any leverage over me, he's used it to his advantage, much to my detriment. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish we could help each other out when we had something the other needed, but that's just not how Tony operates." Parker went on to explain that Tony has always been someone who, when he has control over a situation, is unafraid to flex his muscles and use his power. With Tony, when he's in control, he makes sure you know it. In this case, though, I had a bit of leverage, and it was nice to have some control for once, Parker said. Although Parker has learned to navigate the complicated dynamics with Tony, it's clear that the tension between the two miners remains palpable. As for the overall outcome of the season, Parker was candid about his mixed feelings. Some parts of it I'm happy with, and other parts, not so much, he admitted. But I still enjoy what I do. I wouldn't keep mining if I didn't. Hopefully, there's no end in sight. As long as we can keep getting gold out of the ground and having fun, I'll keep at it. The ongoing battle over water permits and the internal conflicts within the Gold Rush cast have kept fans hooked season after season. Despite all the obstacles, both Tony and Parker continue to push forward, determined to mine gold and maintain their legacies in the unforgiving landscape of the Klondike. With millions on the line and the ever-present threat of government regulations, the stakes have never been higher for the two mining titans. Fans will have to wait and see whether Tony can finally secure his water license and if Parker can overcome the hurdles in his own operation. But one thing is certain. The drama surrounding their water permits is far from over. Thank you for watching this video.